Finally turning around the past couple of days. If you're putting away the winter gear, maybe thinking of donating those skates that have been kicking around, not getting used. Our next guest wants to see you today. This week, Skate to Great is back in Halifax as part of an 8-city cross-Canada tour promoting its annual National Skate and Equipment Drive. Very cool initiative. Since 2012, they pair up new and used donated hockey, figure skates, and other equipment to various schools, youth programs, and charities across Canada. They've collected over 25,000 pairs just this year alone.
No, over the last 4 years.
Over the last 4 years.
Want to get that right.
With thousands more still to come at an event scheduled for today in Dartmouth. As we say, welcome back to the Red Table to the organizer of Skate to Great, Evan Costner. It's
Good morning. How are you? It's been a little while.
How you doing?
It's good to be back. I got to tell you, 4 years ago, I wasn't sure if this was a good idea. Our first event, we got 0 skates at. The media came out and they were wondering what's going on. Now we tour with skates so they can take photos at least when we kick things off. And we're excited to be kicking things off today here in Halifax, going through till May 31st. We're collecting skates, helmets, and sticks. We're trying to stay away from all the other stuff. We sometimes get other items that have been used, and some of our volunteers aren't thrilled when they're going through them.
Right.
But there's sort of 2 components to this from what we're looking for. One is that we're looking for people to tweet out using the hashtag #DonateSkates.
Sure.
Because you never know who has skates kicking around in their basement. The other side of it as well is we're looking for organizations in the region so we can actually grow. It's one thing to have a charity that's been established for years, but we're still in our growth stage because we're 4 years in at this point. So if you know of any community programs, schools, First Nations reserves, any contact there, we'd love to find out about them as well.
We'll get that out there, no doubt, this morning. 4 years ago, this has been on the go. You said it started as a little side project for you. Now it's grown into a cross-Canada tour. Tell us about how it started and how it's been for you.
The whole concept happened out of a conversation I had with one of our Canadian Olympians, Caitlin Weaver, and we were saying it's kind of crazy to think that certain kids in Canada wouldn't have the opportunity to go skating. So what we wanted to do was make skating a right and not a privilege for kids in Canada, and it just took off. We've been getting skates donated, and sometimes there's like a single hockey club might have 800 or 1,000 pairs of skates that they've gone together. So it's nuts to see just how much this has grown in 4 years, and we're probably the leanest operation in Canada as well. We've got no employees. We've got a couple of contractors here and there, but it's all run by volunteers, which is what makes it so great. And getting to see kids on the ice for the first time, it's the most rewarding thing. We're looking today, I'm hoping that some people in Halifax will come out today, and you'll have the address on the screen again, I think, by the end of the segment.
Sure.
But if we could have some people show up at 10:30 or 11, it would be great just to help kick things off. I'm just amazed in each city how many skates are being collected and going to great organizations that need them. And hopefully every kid gets to go skating because there's so many skills that you learn on the ice.
In terms of used equipment, how used should the skates be? Because some people have skates that are, rust on the blades or some laces missing. What are you looking for? What do you mean by gently used?
We want skates that you would feel comfortable wearing.
Like tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah. If it needs sharpening, no problem. If it needs a new set of laces, no problem. But if it's really worn out, it's not something we'd feel comfortable passing along. Probably the best bet, unfortunately, is to dispose of that because it's no longer a skate as far as we're concerned that we can send out on the ice. Helmets actually have an expiry date, so with a helmet, we're looking for ones that are within that range as well. So we can kind of clean them up and sanitize them, but we want to make sure that they're within that expiry date.
So you're set up at FedEx in Burnside right now. There's going to be a mini rink over there today.
We have a mini rink that we make, and we're trying to fill the mini rink with as many skates as possible. So we're kicking things off there, and it goes straight through to May 31st. So if you're someone that likes to take their sweet time, so be it. But again, if we could have a few people just show up and help kick things off here in Halifax at around 11 o'clock this morning, it would be fantastic.
Here's a little look at what the setup's going to look like at FedEx, I guess, right?
Exactly, yeah. So it's all across the country. We've been going, we started off with Vancouver, Montreal, Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg. And I was just showing you some photos before, but the amount of skates we're getting in some of these cities is it's just fantastic to see how generous and charitable people are.
Have you been teaming up with any of the NHL hockey teams as you make your way across the country?
We have. We worked with the Montreal Canadiens and the Vancouver Canucks.
Awesome.
When are you guys getting a team out here?
Halifax?
That's like an NHL team. Is that a touchy subject?
We've got one of the best major junior teams in the country here.
For sure, 100%.
Bowed out in the first round this year, but the future is bright.
Exactly.
If we can get an arena that would sit about 20,000, we'd have an NHL team here.
Well, that's what we need to do.
Yeah.
I think we got to go across the country and do that.
Exactly. So you're off to Ottawa next. Playoff fever is alive and well there right now.
Correct. And I was just in Edmonton. I got to see that 7-0 loss over there, which was brutal. But
tough game to go to.
Yeah, that's the thing about hockey. There's so many things you can learn on the ice, and so many skills, and the fact that kids know that they're going to fall down and they have to get back up, and just the camaraderie of lacing up and being able to hang out with your friends. Seeing kids get to go skating, especially with economic or other circumstances, be it a physical disability or something of that nature, is just great.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Well played. Skate to Great back in Halifax again for 2017. If you want to donate your skates over there today, the big collection event is this morning, 11 until noon, 20 Payzant Avenue in Dartmouth. That's the Burnside area. Right there behind Leon's, actually, is where the FedEx is. Skate2great.org and all over social media, too. #DonateSkate.